Hello, welcome. This is the Resilient Rooster. I'm back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today I'm going to be showcasing heroes featuring Utopia. So what this deck is basically meant to do is basically to try to summon the Utopic Zexal, right? Utopic Zexal basically says that your opponent can't really activate any cards, so hopefully you can KO or OTK them next turn. So like the idea of this is basically try to make a level 6 synchro, and then after that you try to get Destiny Hero Malicious to the grave, and after you do that you just make Beatrice and you just keep breaking it up to make the guy a Dragon Charger. And I feel like playing with this deck a lot, I would probably take out the Ash, since the Ash really didn't do much this game, and plus it's a 43 card deck, so maybe you could take it out to make it more consistent. And also maybe the Dragon Shrine wasn't maybe a bit too much, because I felt like in the end it conflicted with the Hero Lives, and Hero Lives says that you can't activate it if you control no monsters, and when you get the dragon then you control a monster. So this is basically my deck. I feel like there's probably like 5 cards you could probably change it to. You could probably change the 2 Dark Worms, the 3 Dragon Shrine, and the Ashes. But besides that, it might be a pretty decent deck, so let's get right to the replays. This hero deck was basically around before Link format came, but since Link format came, it kind of changed everything, since now you can't really rely on one extra monster zone, so you have to try to make or open up a lot. So basically with the Scorpio engine, you can basically get at least 2 Earths to get Mrs. Radiant. And once you use Brilliant Fusion, at least I think what's best is to use the middle, that way you can be versatile just in case if you want to switch. I'm not sure if I switch in this video, but you can always switch your extra link monsters from this to that to get more extra monster zone. But right now I'm just making Beatrice to send my rank up card, that way I can get it back. And basically the goal is basically to make the Utopic Zexal, so I make Scoldy, just try to keep drawing the cards I need. I draw Soul Charge, but I don't think I need Soul Charge in this game. And basically I got the combos I need. I got the Mass Change for the Dark Law, and I got the rank up for the Utopic Zexal, and that's 4300 since Gold Dread made it 300 points stronger. And at this point my opponent couldn't really do much. I basically locked them out. They can't activate any card effects. They can attack though, so that's the one thing. So if they can attack over this, it's probably bad, but they had to attack over my Scoldy or Skull Dread, since that was the only thing that was weaker than the Blue Eyes. But at this point I felt like confident in making this the underclock taker, because usually Blue Eyes, they don't set back row, and I tried to go for the OTK with Gaga Samurai. I used the underclock taker to make it weak, and I have the Honest Needle, so that way I could just boost it up and just go for a game. So that's the first game. In this next duel I'm dueling against Trickstars, and my Dragon Shrine actually came in useful this game, since I got an extra name on board, that way I can make Skull Dread easier. And in this hand I also have a Garnet, so by making the Skull Dread, I can actually have the chance to draw the cards I need and to put the cards I have in my hand back in my deck. So I finally put the Garnet back, and basically I drew the cards I need. Well, I don't need any Brilliant Fusion, but at least I draw the Soul Charge, so I can extend some plays. I use Brilliant Fusion to send Damage Juggler, that way I can search my Trick Clown, so I can save its effect until the time I need it. So I Soul Charge up so I can get 4 monsters. And I still haven't used my Trick Clown in this turn, so that means that I can get an extra body on board. And when Resonator is special summon, you can basically gain life points equal to 1 monster, so I just make the Soul Charge less, less dead. Or like, at least not using that much life points. So I ranked up, I got the rank up magic card, and I actually was able to use my Trickstar to get the extra body on board to make the Utopic Zexal. So at this point, it was kind of a cool board. I can have 1 bounce, and I basically stopped all the plays that I could have done. And I felt like my opponent was misplaying here. They probably should have set the Candina, since the Candina would have at least helped them survive this next turn. Because at this point, all I have to do is just summon a monster, and I use Skull Dread's effect to special summon, so that way I can gain life points. And at this point, I was basically just attacked, and I used the effect. They couldn't use strike, but if they strike, I would have just been able to attack directly anyway. So they probably should have set the monster to at least survive. The next duel I'm dueling against Paleo, and I get to start first. This time I used my hero list, but this time I didn't add the Mass Change, because I feel like when I link up it's going to be useful more in the grave. That way I can search my monster since I have Resonator Call in my hand. So I make the Skull Dread, I draw the 4 cards I need. Or not need, but at least have a chance to draw what I need. And at this point, I didn't really see any card I liked since I was able to add the Hero of Vion with Dark Law, or not Dark Law, Shadow Mist. So at this point, I basically did the combo to make Beatrice, and once I make Beatrice, I could send the rank up card. And then after that, just keep ranking up until I get, 2 level 4s. And right now, I drew the Foolish Burial with, I believe, Stardust Charge Warrior. So I was able to just Foolish the Trick Clown and basically get more advantage with Thousand Blades. So I basically make the Utopic Zexal like a different way. So my opponent basically couldn't use the evenly match that they had since they can't activate any card effects. So they basically set 1 and passed, and here I felt like they misplayed. They probably should have saved the Dino Missions until the battle phase. That way I can't keep going up, or like keep what is it? Keep making extra monster to attack. Because right now I have a chance to actually just summon the cards I need. And I accidentally summoned Hat Tricker when I should have summoned the Trick Clown, since it does more if it gets sent to the grave. So I basically made the Gaga Samurai and just try to go for game. But I think I come off short by 500. Yes, 500. So they also kind of goofed off when they got Lost Wind back, since now they can't use the evenly match. I had to wait. And they tried to use the Spellbook engine, but I was able to ash it, and at this point it was kind of hard for them to come back since all I have to do is just attack 2 times. He could try to use the Reckless Greed, but if they don't play Battle Fader, then it's probably game over. So I just used my normal summon and basically got the Honest Needles just in case, they have some thing to attack over my Vion. I could just Neos it. This game I'm playing against ABCs, and I believe ABC gets to go first, and I did open up a single hand trap, so I can't really stop them on their turn. So like the problem of this deck is basically it can't really stun my opponent's board if they already have a board, right? So at this point, I just hope that the cards I have in my hand is enough to beat over their board. So now they have Underclock Taker, and they're gonna have an ABC Buster. It's a pretty good board. I'll open up the Soul Charge, so I sort of have like, a lot of ways I can go against this, since I could make a board and then Soul Charge it back. The problem though is they have the Warning and the Strike, and the Warning and the Strike is gonna prove very useful. I tried to activate the Bloom Fusion, but it got ABC Bust. So now I'm only left with the Soul Charge, but I can't Soul Charge the Coral Dragon since it's not successfully summoned. The other thing too is I probably should put Bionic in a deck. That way I can bounce cards equal to the number that I discarded. That way, like if I destroy the ABC Buster and stuff, or like the AB cards, they can't go off because they're not in the graveyard. They're back to the hand. My opponent gets to search so many cards. I could snipe 1, but sniping 1 isn't good enough since they already have A, B, and C in the grave. They attacked over my Dark Law, they stole it, and they almost got game. They made a Abyss Dweller, that way they could just get stuff in the graveyard. They made the Proxy Dragon using my Dark Law, which was hurtful, and I just surrendered. If you haven't been able to tell, this deck's weakness is basically it can't break established boards. It can't help, or it does do a great job in stunning the opponent's board since they can't activate any card effects when you make Zexal, but it sucks going second. So this is just like a fun and casual deck. So at this point, I open up the Scorpio combo, so that basically opens up a lot of doors. I banish Juggler to normal summon the Trick Clown because I want to use its effect. That way I can just reborn my challenger. And basically I have enough to make Utopic Zexal. Since Utopic Zexal, they require a wake up card, and I hard drew it, so I was able to make it easier. And now I have the Mass Change, so I can basically make the Dark Law and basically search the Honest Neos. That way when anything happens, I could just Honest Neos my Dark Law and basically go off. And I believe that they surrendered this turn since they can't activate any of their spells and they can't summon Petrulio. So that's it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. If you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, please click the subscribe button. Thank you for watching and have a great day.